I have some work that we're doing in school. It's in my bag.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So, do you have to write this on this paper, or do you have to type it up or something?
The people.
All right. So, do you want to get started then? So, it says to identify synonyms for fate, choice, and then connect ideas for this theme. So, what do you think? What is fate?
I thought it was someone's belief.
Not really. Not really someone's belief. That's more like it's more like fate. Google the definition of fate. So fate is something which is like predestined to happen in an individual's life,
Or your destiny.
right?
Yeah.
So it's already been predetermined. So it's something that's been destined to happen in an individual's life, or predetermined to happen in an individual's life. Okay. So there you go. That's your definition. So you can write that down. Predestined to happen in an individual's life. Okay. What about choice? What does choice mean?
When someone's given like their own thing that they can do.
Right. So the choice is when individuals have the ability to make decisions about what happens in their life. Okay. So it's the ability to make decisions. That's a decision. That's the definition. So it's the ability of people to make decisions about what happens in their own life. So fate and choice, do they seem like the same or the opposite?
The same.
Why is that?
Because, well, they're definitely like not the opposite. Otherwise, like choice, like You have no choice but to do it. Like you have to do it. You have to.
So look at the two definitions that you wrote. Do you think that they're the same or do you think that they're the opposite? So if you literally just read out the definition, it's in the definition. Fate is something which is predetermined. Choice is something which you can decide. So they're complete opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Right? Fate is something that's already been determined for you, you know? When you're born, when you're there, it's already something that's going to happen in your life. Well, that's what people believe, right? Choice is literally you get to decide what you're going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they're complete opposites of each other. Okay. So with that being said, let's have a look at this question. It says, do you think you can control your own fate?
No. Well, not really, because it's been given to you. You can't really do anything about it.
So write that down. You say no, since fate by definition refers to something which has already been predetermined. So fate refers to something which has already been predetermined, and due to that, you can't control or determine your own fate since it's already been decided for you.
Sorry, no, since
it's already been decided for you, it's already predetermined. So that means that you can't control it or you can't decide what it is. It's something that's already been decided or already been controlled. Okay, now if you're writing out 4 sentences, because that's like a really short answer if you have to give this to your teacher or something. So, yes, there's already been something that controlled, and say this means, you have a whole paragraph to write, so you have to elaborate a little bit more. So you have to say, this means that even we can potentially delay or change the lead up to our fate. So we can delay the fate or we can change the way that we get to the fate. At the end of the day, or ultimately,
we can potentially.
So even though we can potentially delay final situation, the final situation itself cannot be changed as it's already been decided. Okay, cool. Now, have a read of that paragraph there.
No, since it's already been controlled, this means that we can potentially delay one's fate. The final situation can be changed as it's already decided.
Can't be changed. So if it's already been decided, it can't be changed. So it can't be changed, it's already been decided. Okay, but what you can say is that, however, through choices, people may be able to adjust the way that their fate presents itself. So through choices, people may be able to adjust the way that their fate presents itself. Okay, cool. Now, step 2, and I'll get you to read that paragraph. So the Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune. It was widely believed that fate or fortune was the main controlling force in life. This is a part of a wheel moves from a low to a higher position or from high to low. So does a person's life. A person in a high position could expect. However, there was no way of knowing where the wheel would stop, where fortune would lead. It is thought that the belief in the turning of the wheel of fortune had its beginnings in early seasonal rural rituals.
Okay, so what's that paragraph telling us?
Talking about people's highs and lows in their life.
Okay, and what does that have to do with fate?
Well, like faith, like you can think about thing, like when it happens. Like as in like
What's the connection to the wheel? Why do they have a wheel?
maybe when someone is struggling like on the bottom side, and when someone's happy on the top side.
Is it different people or is it the same?
Same person.
Okay, so do you want to redefine that definition? What is the wheel? So it's saying that, like how a wheel goes from top to bottom, a person can be at a bad point in life, but then eventually be at a good point in life and then back to a bad point. But just like a wheel spinning, you never know when it's going to end. So you never know where you're going to finish. You could finish at a really bad point in your life. You could finish at a good life. Yes, someone could be having the best time of their life. They could be the king, but then something could happen to them and they could go back to being a stranger, or a stranger could randomly then become the king. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people's life is like that. It goes up and down. And you never know when it's going to end. It's not like constantly happening. You could be at the top for 100 years, and then in your last final year of your life, you go to the bottom. And now fate has it that you're at the bottom of your life when you die. So you never know when it's going to end. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could go from being here at the bottom and then stay there for the rest of your life. Fate could have it that you just stay at the top for the rest of your life. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's flip it over to the next page. Oh, yeah. The one after that. No, the page after that.
Oh, but
Don't worry about that. You don't need it. Okay, read the quote carefully, and it literally says where they are and what lines they are. So what you can actually do was also that thing that I showed you. Go search up on that what these quotes mean. So you know the translated text.
Yeah.
Search up in the translated text what each of these mean. Right. So I want you to find what each of these mean, and then look at the translation for them. And then after you've looked at one and you're confident, you can kind of tell me what you think it means, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. And then if you're right, you can do it. All right.
Okay.
So get the translated text up because you're going to need to refer to that.
Which scene is it?
Sorry.
Which scene? A pair of ill-fated lovers from the deadly bloodiness of these two feuding households commit suicide. Their sad and tragic deaths put an end to their parents fighting.
Yeah, you don't have to read to me. I already know what it means, but just you want you to try to figure it out. So, what is that saying about fate?
That like maybe like something good happened for the parents because they stopped fighting, but they died because of it.
One more time.
It was like a mix of good and a bad thing. That good thing and a bad thing for the parents to stop fighting.
Okay, what does that have to do with fate? You're right. What does that have to do with fate?
Fate would have planned, like it was already planned, and that maybe it was like
Write this down. So you can write down that you can say that Romeo and Juliet were fated to never be lovers. Yeah. So you can write that down. You can say, okay. First of all, say the prologue. Write this down. Write the prologue. elucidates, Illucidates,
Wait, ILU?
Illucidates. The prologue elucidates the fate of the characters because it's literally like an introduction, right? So it's pretty much telling us what the fate of everyone's going to be. So the prologue elucidates the fate of the characters, indicating Romeo and Juliet's incompatibility and downfall as lovers.
Sorry, on both of it?
Incompatibility, and downfall as lovers. However, this, so like this bought, this,
I have no space left.
just write it underneath if you can. Just if you go to the next box, it's okay. Just write this bought, this allowed fate to take place and bring the two families back together. All right, now next one. Can you do the exact same thing for that?
Yeah. That's scene 1.
Yep, it says it there. So scene 1, so 1.4.1 is 6. So scene 1, act 4, line 106.
Can't find it.
At 1.4, what does 1.4 mean?
That?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Control F. So what is it saying about fate? What does it tell us about fate?
Not too sure, but I know that Romeo's like stating like a prediction.
Okay, and what does that tell us about Romeo's view on fate?
That like he can tell when something's gonna happen.
Okay, Romeo's predicting his own fate, which shows his belief that people's fates have already been set out for them.
So Romeo is
In this scene, Romeo predicts his own fate, which shows that he believes that people's fates have already been picked out for them. Then you need to say that, however, this scene also, as you say, however, this scene also reveals the belief that there are supernatural or spiritual forces which can control and determine one's fate. So there's some sort of religious or spiritual or supernatural thing.
What reveals that?
This scene reveals that there are supernatural or religious forces which can control one's fate or determine one's fate.
Fate.
Okay. Not faith, fate.
Yeah, and I said fate. Yeah, fate.
No, fate.
Ah,
That's how you spell fate. Yeah, not faith, fate. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. 3.1.87. Let's do the Mercutio one first, and then we'll go to Romeo later.
I think this one is like Mercutio just cursing another person. So like it's like the fate will, I guess, happen.
Okay, what does that have to do with fate?
Like he's cursing him, so it's like he wants it to happen.
Okay, good. So what's he trying to do to fate? He's trying to
bring it in.
Yeah, he's trying to change the fate of the family. He's trying to set a new fate in place. So say through this scene, so in this one, Mercutio curses the families in an attempt to bring a new fate into play or change their current fate.
In the scene, through Mercutio.
Hmm?
In the scene, Mercutio.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Can you tell me?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but like I explained it to you, so can you try to figure it out? So in this scene, Mercutio curses the families, trying to change their fate. Okay. All right. What about the next one?
I think this one's about like maybe there's already like someone's fate that already happened, and that like it will make their life worse for the future.
Okay, so what I want you to say for this one is you're on the right track. So for this one, it's the idea that everyone's fate or that the events that happen in one day can influence the fate of others, right? So
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
I think for this one, Juliet is saying that they can't do anything to Romeo because, like he has faith in himself and that nothing bad will happen to him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Go ahead, write that down. And also, after you write that down, just let me know. There's one more thing that we'll include.
Okay. Okay.
One more thing that you need to also add is that in this scene, what you're saying here, if you see here, where it says, "Oh fortune," here, "Oh fortune," you say that you're fickle, always changing your mind. What does that tell us about fortune or the way that it presents itself? It tells us that it's always very unclear. Someone can have a really good life and then a really bad life, and then their life always changes. So make sure you say that as well, and say this also explores how fate can, the presentation of fate can always change. Sometimes you can think, oh, you're doing really, really good, and you end up doing really, really bad. So just the presentation of fate can change. Good. All right. Yeah. Let's look at this last thing. So, it says while fate has an important place in the play, choice also has a precedence. The challenge with Romeo and Juliet is to consider whether the choices the characters make in the play are part of their predestined fate, or just a series of unfortunate coincidences. All right. So I'll get you started on one. Let's make the first one when Romeo. Let's make the first one when Romeo. What's the guy?
Capulet.
The Freya.
Yeah.
Freya to when you. Okay. So let's write that down as the first choice. Romeo forcing the Freya to marry them. I want you to find the quote for that, and then I want you to think: was that a choice or was that fate? It's pretty clear what it should be. It should be a choice, right?
Yeah.
Because he forced him to do that, threaten him.
Romeo forcing. So is it from Fred?
Yeah.
for them to get married?
Mhm.
Which act would it be in?
I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe just does.
Okay. Act 2, Scene 3.
Okay.
Is it this?
Yep.